はい、この方は神父さん。
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my
見
son.
てかし。
Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
あなたが思っている以上に私は迷っている。
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
Well, you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
私は事実しか信じません。
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition.
あなたが思っている以上に。あれ、もしかして閉ざされちゃった？
What do you mean when you say that?
In truth.
聞いてます。
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the
週
beginning
末の始ま
of
り
the
に
end.
過ぎない。
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
あなたの計画は？
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing
浄
fire.
化の本。正確なところどうやって街を浄化するんですか？
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
しかし境目はどこに置くんですか？以外はちょっとこの人の話おりそうだ。
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous.
君は狂ってる。そ
You're
して危
nothing
険
but
だ。
a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to
だいぶった愚
Eliza,
かなジョセ
that
フのホラ
pompous
話を
fool,
聞きに
Joseph.
行きなさい。
Joseph, a fool.
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
トバイアス・ウィテカ氏。家族は？
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
彼をどこに送り込んだの？
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the
Samuel.
Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
新しい調査。あなたは彼を伝道のために送り
You
出し
sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
ドロシー・クレインを探しています。
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that nurse Crane you mentioned.
ゾッとするほど嫌いです。なぜ看護師のクレインを嫌うんですか？
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in
国
her
の共
country.
産主義レジスタン
That's
スの
what
一員だ。
happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
めちゃめちゃ偏見持ってる神父だな。
So you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
もうなんもないね。はい。
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
クリスティーナ競争剤持ってきたよ。
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
値段はいりませんよ。
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, miss.
体
Take
に気
care
を
of
つけ
yourself
て。
as best you can.
この人がもしかしてこれか違うこれかサミュエルか。
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest.
リチャード
Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
夜ねここで何をしているんですか？
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. especially with strangers.
伝染病は怖くない。
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
人目につかないようにつかないようにした方がいい。
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet, nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
そうは言ってもな。風邪薬。風邪か。でも持ってるから使うか。
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
薬渡します。
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
口が聞けない花屋も計画に一員だ。なんだ、何の話だ。なぜホワイトチャペルでインスピレーションを求めている？
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
少し病的だとは思わないか？何かサンプルはある？
In what way exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles, and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
少々病的だと思わないか？
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir, Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
彼女を知らない。彼女の真実を知るのが怖いのでは？
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
虫が聞けない花屋も計画の一員だ。
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it
麗
only
しいカメリを
enriches the
包む神秘のベ
mystery
ールがまた
surrounding the
一
precious
つ厚み
camellia.
を増しましたよ。興味はない。
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
君は救いようのないロマンチスト。
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercourt.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
I'll leave you alone,
一
sir.
人にしておきますね。あ、間違えた。編集者の断りの手紙。有限会社思考ハント出版。背景ニセルコット様、詩集をご送付いただきましてありがとうございました。破れた都市の歌は興味深いものでした。また初めて詩集をご送付いただいた時にお伝えしたように深遠なものでした。残念ですが国が困難な時に直面しており、このようなタイトルの本を出版するのは不適当であるとご承知おきいただかなければなりません。ですから私ども思考ファント出版が最良のオプションを選べなかったことをお伝えするのは心苦しいのですが、タイトルを変えることを拒否し続けられるのであれば、作品を出版することはできかねます。はあ。リチャード・ニセルコ。ちょっと話しとくか。
Good evening, Mr. Nethercourt.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
物書きで食っている？
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
どうしたらいいんだ？裕福な芸術家は稀だ。
When she was younger, my mother was a painter and a poet. She told me many times how poor her artist friends were and how she helped.
My parents pay for my rent, my food, and my clothes. All I have to give them in return is lies they do not believe.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
I'll leave you alone, sir. Hello again, miss.
リチャード・ニセルコットについて。
Tell me about Richard
彼はあ
Nethercourt.
なたのことをと
I
ても好ま
understand
しく思
he
って
is
いま
quite
す。
fond of you, Camellia.
まあ喋らない、喋れない。
Very well. Goodbye then.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
この辺りでは移民に仕事はないんですか？あ、ちょっと待って。はい。
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
見てるとなんか起こるのかな。わかんないんだよね、このシステムが。で、もう一人はクリスティーナ。
I'm cheap and I'm clean, I promise.
Something going on.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
ついていくと何か起こるのかな。お、そこ開く？あ、行けてくれた。あらあらあら。こういうことがあるんだ。ああ、閉まっちゃった。
I cannot
あらあら
enter.
今行けたのかな。ああ、閉まった。え、なんか赤い。あ、ちょっと待って。あんたの綺麗な夢に帰りなさいよ。
You still want more from Christina?
When we spent the night together, my wallet went missing.
Are you calling me a thief? I don't have your stupid wallet.
I know you. You're a nice girl. Can't we solve this amicably?
No, I don't think so. And if you think you know me just because we shared the
あん
bed
た
together,
は
you're
汚
just a
らわし
lousy and
くて
arrogant
傲
journalist.
慢なジャーナリストよ。大丈夫かこれ、展開的に。新しいヒントを得ただけか。じゃあ、まあ、早速話を聞いてみましょう。
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
その女性が本当に君の財布を盗んだ。
Tell me, Clayton, do you really think this young woman stole your wallet?
Christina. Yes. I recently met her. A nice girl, despite her questionable conduct.
彼女と知り合った経緯は？
How exactly did you meet, Christina?
During my investigation, I offered my hotel room to her to rest and get away from the street.
And what happened?
The next morning, my wallet and my watch had
財布と
disappeared.
時計が消
I
えていた。
suppose that's what you get for being a good Samaritan.
もっと注意深くなるべきだ。
If you are going to sleep with a lady of the night, Clayton, I would advise you to be cautious.
I can't really be mad at her, though. She's just trying to survive. She doesn't have many options.
クリスティーナとの関係について。
Was it wise to become so intimate with a woman you were supposed to interview, Clayton?
Maybe it was. But I have learned to look for the inner truth and beauty in people.
公平性が欠けているんじゃないですか？
I know more than enough to understand your situation. For a reporter, you certainly lack impartiality.
I would have expected more open-mindedness from an educated man like you, Dr. Reed. If you have no further wisdom to impart, I shall take leave.
あ、ヒント取得に失敗。なんかちゃんとしたこと言うと、くそー。やっぱり相手を持ち上げなきゃいけないのか。
Farewell.
クリスティーナ？ しまったな。せっかく。
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
クレイトン・ダービーに財布を盗んだ？
Did you steal Clayton Darby's wallet? Tell me the truth, Christina.
Of course I stole it.
ああ。
But I never thought he would come back to look for it.
Why did you do it? He seems to trust you.
For a time I thought he was different from other men. In the end, he just wanted to sleep with me. Same as the others.
違うかもしれないかな。違わないんじゃないかって気がするけど。盗んだってなんか言っちゃうのはまたヒント折っちゃうことになりそうだな。この下はわけわかんないな。お金と情熱は稀によく混ざり合う。なんてのこっちゃ。クレイトンは違うかもしれないよ。
Perhaps Clayton is different. Maybe you two should talk. A conversation couldn't hurt.
I know what I am and what people call me. I sleep with men for money. If I can accept that, why can't he? No. My future is with the ones I love, not with Clayton Darby.
The ones you love. The money you stole is not for you, then.
My brother is still in our hometown in Romania. I am the only one who can buy him a ticket to England.
これはヒント得たね。兄のためにリスクを取ることについて。
Tell me, Christina, is it worth risking your health and your life for your brother's safety?
He's the only family I have left. I had to leave Romania without him. I can't be happy until he is near me again.
ここは突っ込めないよ。あなたの心配はわかる。
I understand your concern. I spent many months away from my family when I served on the front line in France.
Every time I write to him, I fear I won't receive an answer. It kills me to know he is still there.
君はリスクを取りすぎだ。温度も危険だ。なんかごまかすか？ロンドンも危険だ。
England is perhaps not the best place in the world to live at the present time. Are you certain it's worth the sacrifice?
You think you know it all because you fought in the war. But my brother is no soldier.
I know. We all understand the risks to soldiers, but we don't necessarily recognize the civilian casualties caused by these conflicts.
Yes, wars are decided by rich men who will never take the risk of being shot, raped, or maimed.
うわー、ここ突っ込むのか。あなたの仕事を知っている？
Does your brother know what you do to earn the money to bring him here?
Don't be simple, of course not. And he must never know. Everything will be different once he is here with me.
Goodbye,
miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.